welcome to KROSS BARZ, the podcast where we discuss interesting topic with alternative perspectives. I'm your co-host, Big O, and I have with me...
Hey, Tanae is back in the building one more time with Mrs. Bernadette Speakes, the director, the actor. Give it up, give it up, give it up for her, y'all. The Love Jones legend. We're calling, yeah, I said it.
Like, you know you dead wrong for being him up in here like that. You know you dead wrong. All right. So first of all, Miss Speakes, where are you hail from? Where you originally from?
I was born in New York, but I grew up in Chicago.
Oh.
So I claim to be from Chicago because all my formative years come from there. Why you got a stank face?
He did, right? He did. He had the whole
I'm just being honest. When you said that, I have a chronological question that we build up to get to your career, childhood, and then. But I just went to who got the best pizza? Let's go right there. Who got the best pizza? Like, I'm from New York, but you know,
depending if you want a pie or do you want a slice.
Best pizza. Let's set it off right now. If you only got a chance to get one slice, where you going?
New York.
Oh, thank God. I thought she was gonna lose that battle. I was like, oh God. Oh God.
No.
Oh my God. Somebody put Big Ziti in on bread and called it a pizza. I was like, that deep dish stuff that they was talking about there in Chicago.
I didn't really eat it when I lived in Chicago. So
okay.
And actually there's a place here in LA called Pizza Wagon, and they come from Brooklyn.
Okay.
And I go there all the time.
Pizza Wagon.
To get our slice. Yeah.
All right. Wait a minute. So it's like it's like around 70 y'all in the whole Los Angeles area that eat carbs. Is it y'all good? Y'all have a club or something? I hear no one eats carbs out there. Yeah, it's like 7 of them.
I don't eat carbs all the time.
Oh, so you about to get out the group? Like what?
Yeah, I'm a sometime carb eater, and when I want, I go to Pizza Wagon.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So hold on. Let's get back to it. All right. So you was originally from New York. So how old were you when you left New York and moved to Chicago?
Oh my gosh, I was like in first grade, second grade.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of gone first grade. All right.
This is why Chicago's my home, because that's all I know.
Okay. All right. So what was the reason for the transition? Like parents, jobs, or something like that, military?
Yeah, my dad was already living there, and my mom got a job there because my parents were divorced at the time, and so my mom moved to Chicago to be closer to my siblings, my dad, and she got a job opportunity, so we moved.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. Okay. And so now, as you growing up, what kind of student were you in school? Were you an athletic? Were you a nerd? Were you quiet? Were you outgoing?
I wasn't quiet.
So you was ratchet? Oh, you was ratchet? Oh, you was ratchet?
She didn't say ratchet. She just said not quiet.
You didn't see it. She's like, I wasn't quiet.
Oh my gosh, I talked a whole lot. I always had something. Whether it be positive or negative.
Oh, you was on talk? Okay.
I'm in school a whole lot because I wouldn't keep my mouth shut.
You wouldn't keep your mouth shut? Okay.
So you got older siblings or younger siblings? Because sometimes the younger sibling, if they've been around the older siblings, they get to...
No, actually, I'm the oldest. And then comes my sister and then my brother. Mm-hmm.
All
right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now you the oldest sibling, you in Chicago. And are you on the west side, south side, north side, east side? What side are you?
In Chicago, we moved on the north side.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't know no different.
Oh, I had to fix my chair. Oh, really?
Yeah.
The north side.
On the north side.
The north side.
Yes, I didn't see a whole lot of us on that side. And then eventually we made our way to the south side. But I went to school on the west side, which is really interesting.
Okay, what's going on?
I know, right? So I wanted to go to Whitney Young because, that's the school you go to, right? But do you know they didn't accept me because I was Black? They had their quota. So I don't make it into Whitney Young because I'm Black, but I make it into Lane Tech
because I'm Black.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
So I missed a quota and I gained a quota. So
okay.
I ended up on the west side. So I fell in love with home running pizza, and
Okay, all right.
Got
So
you.
you was the business sense and over there. So now in Chicago, how did you deal with the winters? Because I'm just being honest with you. Chicago winter and New York winter are not the same.
Oh
They are not.
no,
It's
they
like
are not.
No. Midwest winters are different.
oh yeah, because you have the windshield factor and you have the
The
below
wind.
and the wind. So like it was freezing. I remember I almost got frostbite, just walking from like a couple of blocks because I was wearing these leather shoes, not
You was
really
cute.
You was cute. Yeah, he's trying to be cute.
cute, and I almost got frostbite on my feet. So Chicago winters are vicious.
Yeah.
Vicious, but I feel like it's even worse now than when I was living there.
Okay. So now you're in this prestigious high school. Okay. Yeah. No. You see, I dressed it up. See, I dressed up.
Our percentage of Black people was the highest percentage that school had ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, they called, they gave us some background. They said, they said the bathrooms was never the same since y'all left. Yeah, it's like that. That's what it's like, yeah, it was never the same.
I look at the kids that go to that school now and I'm like, wow, it's more multicultural now than when I went.
Yeah.
Dig it.
And it's like, I've been to Chicago, I believe, twice. I believe, yeah, I've been there twice.
Was it like a stop?
Yeah. Oh no. One was stop, and one, we went to the Taste of Chicago, and that was.
Well, you weren't there in the wintertime, so
Oh no! Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Yeah, hell no! Like like me.
No.
Oh no, man! Like there was one time where I was so adventurous, and I said, "Yeah, I could go wherever I want when I went." And it was early in my marriage, and I thought it was real romantic. I was taking my wife to Niagara Falls on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Why you gotta lick your lips?
Yeah, I did the L. You see me?
He did all that.
Right now, watch this. I did all that to let you know
Fake
that
LL.
it was the dumbest decision a person could do, because if anybody knows geography, Niagara Falls is in Canada.
Yeah,
and it's February. So I went to like the border, the Buffalo and Canada in February. So it was actually shut off because all the water and everything around it
had to be ice. Yeah.
Yes.
Ice.
So I was sitting there and it was like, oh, hell no. And then it was like a type of cold that I wasn't familiar with. See, I'm from New Jersey. I thought I knew cold. I don't know cold.
No.
So when I was like, oh, this is different. This is the cold, like the angry cold. Like you get outside, you just get real upset. Like, they don't yeah, you get upset.
Here.
Yeah, like you guys like, ain't no reason to be this cold. You know what I mean? Like,
that's when you see all them videos too, people sliding in Chicago and they can't get in the car.
Oh, that's real. That's real. That's so
crazy.
The wind is vicious in Chicago, like vicious. I remember when my daughter was like 2 years old and she had a full snowsuit on. I mean, you couldn't even see her eyes because she was wrapped up. As soon as we stepped out, because we were living in Hyde Park, so I'm living right off of Lake Michigan. As soon as we stepped out of the apartment building, the wind swooped her up and she fell on her little bottom, and she was just and I felt so bad. Like, I couldn't even catch her in time. The wind just grabbed her. It's just a mess.
Yeah, that was called the baptismal. Yeah, baptismal. Yeah, you got baptized. Yeah, get your ass down there. Goddamn Chicago. Somebody better hold your little hand, little girl.
I mean, you know where you live, where you at.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so now you at this high school, and now you're telling me you are a very boisterous young lady. So now, hold up. So now tell me, what was your rap name? Because I know everybody in Chicago was trying to rap at one time. So now tell me, you back in there?
So honestly, in high school, I wasn't a nerd, but I definitely, I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out the best word to describe how I was in high school. I wasn't white enough, but I wasn't Black enough. I had people said I had like a peculiar personality. Because I liked rock You know, I would shave my head and like kind of have a mohawk, like not completely bald, but low on the sides and like big, you know, big up here.
She was authentic. You was authentic.
Like,
you were you.
I look back and I was like, I was just very for, you know, for the time, I think I was just very creative and just very like I could be in different groups. Like I could go to this group, I could go to this
right, right.
But I
the best I like that.
Yeah, but I didn't have like my group. I didn't have like my close friends or my tribe. I didn't have that. And so it just kind of made, it was a very interesting at times lonely time in high school, but I tried out for, I think the best time I had was when I tried out for pom-poms, and people were like wondering if I would make it, like could I dance, because they had never seen me, you know, I guess. And I was determined to be a pom-pom girl, determined. And I would go to that, they'd have these sessions where they would practice with you, and I'd go to every session. And I had girls that really like rallied, the older girls, like the seniors, they really rallied.
Yeah. Really supported. Like, you can do it. Come on. Yeah.
And I made it. I made it on the squad. And like, that was like really dope. It was like the best time for me to make it on that squad and be around a whole bunch of Black women. And we had one girl on the squad. She was Jewish, but she was a different kind of white girl, you know.
Oh gosh.
Go to Corliss, this school named Corliss, and compete. And I remember they wanted to kill us. They wanted to fight us. And so we were, because we won. We would go to competition and we would win. We're like, how these Black girls at this white school gonna win the Black school, right, that are on the west side or the south side?
That's crazy.
So they always wanted to fight us. And
that's crazy.
But it was, you know, and I was very athletic. I ran track. You know, I was a gymnast for a very long time before high school. And so, yeah, but that was like the epitome of my high school experience. I had really good friends on the, you know, the basketball players, you know, hung out with the pom-pom girls, you know, and I was always around athletes, white, Black, it didn't matter.
This guy, okay, what? We got his hand raised like we in school. He just
I'm calling Cap. All right, because right now she ran track. See, man, I'm listening. See, I'm listening, and then I got some cues. Now,
come on.
Now, look. She ain't, you know, hard on the eyes, right? I can see, right? We all can see, right? You know what I mean? Look, I look at my lips again. You see? All right, that's number one. Number two, she ran track, and I can see might be working with something. So now you're gonna tell me, that somebody is having a like, I don't know if she can dance.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I know.
No, because I wasn't known. Listen, like, I'm telling you, people were like, "You're a peculiar Black girl. You're not the average."
I had one of those in my school growing up.
Excuse me.
Right. She hung with everybody, but she could dance. She was a cheerleader too.
Let me.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I didn't even know I could dance until I tried out.
And then all of a sudden you could dance, right?
Can I do this? You know,
the roots kicked in. That's all.
Yeah, you heard the drum.
That ancestral rhythm kicked in. There you go.
Ancestors came in. I was like,
yeah. And then on top of that, we gonna talk about, like, you know, just right now. So you ran track, right? And then the athletes want to be around, right? And then you shaving your head because, you know, you gotta be pretty to do weird stuff like that, right? Yeah, you don't just shave, have your head off, and be like, yo, you know, you look crazy already. Now you shave your head.
That just told you that she was confident. All right.
Oh, so she's confident.
You gotta have confidence to be, you know, outside the box.
I think all right then. I don't even know if it was confidence, if it more so that when somebody tells you what you're not, or people tell you what you can't be, I was just very rebellious. So I was always going to be what I was going to be what I was going to be.
What you was going to be. Bars.
I don't really care what you think I should be. I'm going to be what I want to be. And so that's kind of like what I did in high school. I wore my hair the way I wanted to wear it. I remember
that's right.
And I came in, I had my blaze on, I had my leggings on, my pants, my boots. You know, people were like, who is the perfect girl? You know, but again, you know, I was doing crazy stuff. Like,
Okay.
it was
And
just
so,
trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
okay. So
Gotcha.
now you're a junior, senior, you're in a dance troupe. You're should be well known because you're in several different activities. So you said track, you're in the pom-poms,
Right.
and now are you looking to go to art school for graduate, or are you looking to go into a career? So what was the path for you?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. And I had no idea leaving high school.
Mm.
Like, both my parents are successful, but not because they went to college. Like, neither, my mom didn't go to college. She went straight into the corporate world. My dad only went to college for 2 years and went straight into the corporate world and really made success
Bars.
themselves without going to school. So it wasn't like it was like subliminal, like you need to go to school. But by the time I was a senior, I had no idea. I was just like, college, you know, it wasn't like I had counselors talking to me about college.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't thinking about being creative, even though I grew up with it. My mom used it as a tool to keep me focused and, you know, not hanging out on the street. But I wasn't thinking like, hey, I want to go to school and study this. And so my I ended up going to University of Illinois Chicago campus just to kind of figure out like
Yeah.
I hated it. I really hated it. And I was my mom going, if you think you grown, then you're gonna have to move out. And so when she said that, I decided I'm gonna apply to like 10 schools all over the country, as far away from Chicago as I could get. I did. I applied to 10 schools and I chose the University of Georgia. And not because,
All
oh,
right.
a great artistic school. It was just because I ain't got no family in Georgia and that's far. I'm going. So,
Okay.
Wow.
so I
That's
chose Georgia.
good.
I don't regret it at all. Like, I don't regret it. Even though it's like mad, you know, it was like, I'm just leaving one white school and I'm going to another. Like,
And you
that,
had no family or nothing like that
no,
in Georgia?
nobody
Like
is in Georgia.
nobody.
Nobody.
I love
So,
that.
like, I applied to Howard. I applied to other schools like Maryland that I had family in Baltimore. I had family in North Carolina. I had family.
Right, right.
I didn't have anybody in Georgia. And I just thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. You say I gotta be grown, I'm gonna go. Right.
I'm out.
So I went to Georgia. Luckily I had a scholarship, so they didn't have to worry about paying tuition. I figured out when I got there, oh, I need to have a job and get my driver's license, and then my tuition can be even lower, you know. And
You
I
had a scholarship for what?
Yeah. For what?
Acting, teaching, educate,
no,
sports,
just academics.
academic. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Gotcha.
So I thought that I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. That's what I thought. I just thought that was so cool. Going to Lane, I love to draw. I love so like you have two main classes at Lane because it's a technical school. You have wood shop and you have machine shop, right? And it's actually very vocationally oriented. Okay. So I did not do well in wood shop. But I did excellent at machine shop. And so because I'm very textile, and I don't know that at the time, but just using my hands, creating a hammer, drawing engines and things like that, because you're using charcoal and stuff like that. I really loved it. And so I thought, I'm gonna go design planes. I'm gonna go design all that. And
Wow.
went to the Air Force to take a test, all that. And I just was like, I don't want to do this. So I decided to go to Georgia. By the time I got to Georgia, I just majored in liberal arts and I decided to minor in theater. And then
Wow.
and Georgia's on a quarter schedule. So I pledged my first quarter, like literally, as soon as I got to Georgia, I pledged Delta Sigma Theta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay. I love it.
Okay. Okay.
And I also was going to be architectural engineering is what I wanted to go to, and I was going to go to A&T, went and visited and everything, and then the computer class came, and I was like, yeah, I don't get that. My mind could not wrap around that, so I ended up way over here in a whole nother lane. But that's what's up.
I can tell you something real special about me. I actually had an engineering scholarship and never stepped foot in the engineering building in there. Yeah.
I think it's, you know, my parents are old school, so it's all about money. You know, you got to get out, you got to get a good job, da 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 da. And I don't think that they didn't want me to be in a creative space, but I just think from a practical perspective, who's making money? Like it's so few and far between to make a living, have a career in the artistic space, that it was more practical, to get a job. But being a Delta, being around my sorors, my line is really close. We still celebrate our anniversaries.
Wow.
Super close. They've come out to California to visit me. And
I love it.
But they're all like, we're an eclectic group of women who are very each one of my line sisters has mastered what they do for a living, and they're incredible. And but by the time I was a junior, everybody was interning to kind of where they wanted to go to school, whether it be a doctor in business, all this stuff. And I was kind of like floundering, like, I don't know what I want to do. And the only Black teacher in the theater department was like, you need to major in theater. And I said,
wow.
And I had to talk the committee that gave me the scholarship into letting me change my major, because that meant I had to stay in school a lot longer, either 2 years or a year and a half. So I could get a stay in school 2 extra years, or I could get a BA, pretty much have all the same classes.
Right.
And stay in school like a year and a half. So I chose the BA route, and that was it. That's all she wrote. I majored in theater, and I haven't looked back. And it was such a blessing, because I don't even know I can't work for people like in a like I'm just not, I'm not.
Yeah, it takes a person.
I've had to do it, and it never goes well when I've had to do it. So I just got to a point where I was like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay, so
wow.
So what happened?
Can I say?
Go ahead.
I know it's just because she was talking about engineering. It is Black History Month. I did want to say that there was the Mary W. Jackson. She's actually NASA's first female African American engineer. So when they come to throw that little tidbit in there, so shout out to that. Okay, back to you, Big O.
Of course. So while in college, did you perform in any plays or on campus dramas, things of that nature?
Nope.
Really?
All I did was study. Okay. So the one opportunity I had to perform in theater, it was in the summer, a summer program that we did, which was really interesting, because I'm going to school in the 80s, and people think, oh, the 80s is, the 80s was still just as racist as the 70s, especially in the South. So we're doing Little Shop of Horrors, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get, one of the girls, right? Because the 3 narrators are Black. That's how it's written. That is not the choice that they made. So they made them 3 white women who were supposed to be like more like on the street walking level, because the girls were supposed to be like high school dropouts, kind of like telling this
wow.
about what's going on in the neighborhood. So they made these women a lot more adult and older. And so I was just in the ensemble.
Oh.
And it was very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
But that was like the only opportunity, the only time I ever was on stage. I didn't literally, and I don't regret it. Like, I had a lot to learn. I had a lot to, and that was also more so for the BFA students, the Bachelor's of Fine Arts students, than it was the Bachelor of Arts students. So I used that as a time to study, kind of figure out what this acting thing is, improv. I did costume classes where I learned that I could draw. And, so for me, it was just delving into something that I enjoyed, that was like no pressure, that I was getting A's in, because it was just effortless. And then when I graduated, I thought I was going to stay in Georgia, and I ended up moving back to Chicago. And that's when I finally got on stage and started to build my career. So it really didn't happen. I thought it was going to happen in Georgia, but the universe had other plans, and I went right back to Chicago and started my career there.
So in University of Georgia, is that in Oxford, Georgia?
No, it's in Athens.
Athens. Okay. Athens, Georgia.
So the entire Athens, like Iowa, the entire city
It's Georgia.
Is
Georgia.
that
It's University of Georgia. Yeah, like it's huge.
Absolutely. So it's like Columbus and Ohio State. Gotcha. Absolutely. So now you didn't figure to venture off to Atlanta, which is not too far from Athens. So you didn't say, I'm going to go on to Atlanta scene because of the time period of you would have been in the budding Atlanta, the original Atlanta. And then you would
That's
have
why I
been,
thought I was going to go.
yeah,
But it didn't work out that way.
didn't work out.
Life works out the way it's supposed to. And actually being back in Chicago and building my career there was a beautiful experience.
Okay. So what was your first break in Chicago? Well, no, let's say Chicago. What was your first big break, like commercial or role?
It was theater. That was my first big break.
And
So it was, I did this so I did a lot of theater. And there's this theater called the Black Ensemble Theater, which is like a known Black theater by Jackie Taylor. And I ended up landing The Other Cinderella. So this was like an iconic play that she wrote on her take on Cinderella. And I auditioned for it and I didn't get it at first. And then I guess the girl that got cast, they had to recast and then they called me. So I was elated because I'm the lead in my first like major production. And I got to sing and do comedy. And you know,
cool.
It was just really a beautiful like experience. And then like I really wanted to be at Steppenwolf, which is a very known white theater. And I remember auditioning for Steppenwolf like religiously, like every time they had a general audition, I was there. And I just remember the artistic director going, "Okay, you're getting better, Bernadette. Come back."
Keep on practicing, baby.
Come on back, baby.
You gotta be
on back.
But I mean, it's kind of like you have that naivete, like I'm just, and that carelessness of you're not really taking it as a rejection. You're just like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. You're gonna hire me.
Right.
And then I ended up getting 2 plays at the same time, same season. I ended up doing For Color Girls, and I ended up doing this original piece based on this song by Lady Smith Black Mambazo called No Matemba that Ntozake Shange wrote specifically. It's only a three sentence song, and she wrote an entire play. Right. Based on that. And so here I am at Steppenwolf, not doing one show, but doing 2 shows. So it's just that it was just that drive, like, this is what it was. No back door, even though I'm waitressing, I'm doing what I got to do to pay my bills, but it was just the drive of not taking no for an answer and just doing it again and doing it again and doing it again and finally landing and finally achieving it, and building myself, my reputation as an artist, as a, in Chicago. And Chicago is extremely loyal, and they love their people, and I think that was a very nurturing environment for me, coming out of school.
I have a question. So when you have those roles in the theater, like what's your process of memorizing all those lines? You're working on different things. Like, how do you remember all of that? That's a lot.
It's a lot because, you're talking about, I've been fortunate enough to play either a lead or play a very supporting role where I have a lot of stage time. And it's repetitive, really. It's just being consistent and repetitive. And the breakdown is, who am I? What do I want? And am I going to get it? To kind of simplify my process, right? So those are the things that you ask yourself. You break down the script. What I love about theater is you're rehearsing and you're finding things with your scene partner and director. And so it kind of lends way to you want to get off book because you want to be on your feet and you want to be free.
Like natural. And
you want to figure things out within the blocking that you're given. And it's this energy, because every time you do it, it's going to be different because you're constantly finding new things and new aha moments. And and so it was just a beautiful way for me to cultivate my craft without being in classes. I mean, I went to Second City, I got a full scholarship at Second City. So improv definitely helps when you're thrown things that are unexpected, and how do you work out of that? How do you, stay in character and work through that, whatever that is, and keep on going? You know what I mean? Because people can drop lines, people can,
and it could throw you off, because if you're depending on that line and they don't say it, it's like.
But the cool thing is that you kind of know, where the scene's supposed to go, the lines, like you kind of subliminally know. And so it's teamwork, right? It's give and take. If you drop, I got you. If I drop, you got me.
Got you. So, bars.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't regret at all starting my career in Chicago in theater. And to this day, I still do theater because it's, I just got back to Baltimore doing theater. The energy of the people watching, like, it's nothing like it. It's nothing.
Yeah.
And you have to be dropped in, and you have to be present, because forcing it, you know what I mean? And it won't be
right.
So it forces you every night to be dropped in, be present, because you're doing 8 shows a week, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, you know what I mean? With Mondays off. So it's a beautiful learning tool of your instrument in your body.
So for now, are you currently married, or you're not?
Yes,
married?
I have been married.
Okay.
Monday will be 24 years.
Woo!
Yeah, 25 years together, 24 years married on Monday the 12th. Yeah. So
wow. So you got a birthday and an anniversary in the same month, because you got a birthday coming up too.
My son, my daughter, my son, my daughter, my anniversary, and my birthday are all in February.
Oh gosh. Wow. And Black History Month and Valentine's Day.
Yes, all of that.
Okay.
Oh man. February is
all of that. So, and I'm very, very blessed, because by the time I met my husband, I knew exactly who I was and what I wanted.
Amen. Bars. Love it.
Okay. That's nice to hear. I'm hearing that. All right. So no disrespect to the husband, because I'm up here, crushing on him.
He's a Philly guy.
Oh, he's from Philly? He got a beard?
Yeah.
He got a beard? Okay, because if
he
listen, you see a man, he say from Philly, he don't got a beard, suspect. He's from he's from like Upper Marlboro or Norristown. He's not from Philly.
Oh, he's from West Philly.
West Philly? All right. I know the same people. I'm known in Philly, you know what I mean? All right, hold on. So now we in
he's
Chicago.
Doing great things too, though.
Yeah, he's in Chicago. And so now you met your little boo, right? Because I'm doing the math. Or did you go to LA, and what was the transition to say, all right, Chicago, I've done it, been here. I think now I have to go to the big ocean. You're a big fish in a little pond, or did you feel as though it was more opportunities to go to Los Angeles?
Well, it kind of happened. I didn't really plan it that way, but at the time my career was starting to take off, right? So I was on a national tour with the show that we did at Steppenwolf. And then I had just been auditioning for series regular roles and films. And then the first thing I book is this TV movie. And I had never been on camera. So when I booked the TV movie, my camera coach was really Mr. Sidney Poitier, Sir Sidney Poitier.
Oh, wow.
He was the one that really taught me what it meant to be on camera, how to act on camera. Because all I had done up until that point was theater. So camera's a lot different. It's a lot more subtle. It's a lot, you don't have to do as much. It's more in your eyes, communicating there. He taught me all of that. Like, he could care less where I came from. He wanted me to be the best I could be. And all my scenes happen to be with him. So
yes, to serve with love. Yes.
Yeah, ended up he called 5 of us, and the 5 leads that we all played, the kids in his class. We would meet with him like early. So if our call time was say 8 o'clock, we would get there at 7 o'clock, and he would go through the scene with us and basically give me coaching, so that when it came time to do the scene, I was very comfortable in my body. I was connected to him. That it wasn't no overacting. Like, I cannot tell you, to have someone so iconic,
yes,
decide I'm going to pour into you
Bars.
on this job, I am so eternally grateful for that, because that's really how I learned how to be on camera. And so then after I booked that, I booked Love Jones, which was like a long audition process.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because wait a minute.
She
Because
said, yeah.
No, because I wanted to get into this. Most of them, besides, I want to say Bellamy, had the Smash movie, I think How to Be a Player previously.
Mm-hmm.
Larenz Tate was coming off of, I think that was Inkwell or After. I'm not sure which one was before, after. I think it was like Inkwell, because he did Boys in the Hood. I mean,
yeah, so you had these up and coming stars.
Yeah, they weren't established. And that's why I was like, how was that?
Isaiah Washington,
Okay.
and then you had Bill Bellamy, right? So you had those four, but everybody else, Ted is from Chicago. So I had already known Ted because I had done a master's thesis film, and he was like the sound guy on the film.
Okay.
And so we hit it off, and you never know who you're gonna meet and who's gonna do what. There was one guy that was a part of the film, the thesis film, who was talking a whole lot about all he got going on. Ted's not saying nothing. He's cracking jokes, we're laughing, And so when I get called in initially for Love Jones, I don't know who's directing it or anything like that. I go in and I hear Bernadette, and I'm like, oh.
You know me?
And I give him a huge hug, and it was so cool because my first audition was so easy because I had already worked with him. I already know him. And every time but it took like a long time from that one audition to my second audition. It took like over a month because he's auditioning all over. He's auditioning in New York, he's auditioning in LA.
Wow. Right.
Known actors are auditioning for these roles. And then he comes back and it's like a month later. And then I'm auditioning for another character, the one that's married to Isaiah Washington. Right. So we do an improv of that, and that's it. Right. And at the time, my hair is long, right, and all that. And then again, another like long stint is happening. I get a call that they want me to come in for another audition, and they want me to do an African dance. Right. And so he knows me. He knows like I'm going like, and I guess he was like hoping that I would go after it this way. But of course, I get that call. I already danced with an African troupe at the time. So I called and I'm like, yo, I got to choreograph at least a minute. Right. And this is the time when you got the boom box and you got your cassette tape,
Yeah. And you're doing an African dance.
Right. So she choreographs, we rehearse, she choreographs it for me. I rehearse it. And when it's time for me to go in, I remember my daughter's godfather was really sick. He's no longer alive, but at the time he had AIDS, and it was full blown. And I had gotten a call like, hey, would she be willing to cut her hair? We got too many women who have like the same kind of hair, same kind of look. And I was just like, no, I'm not willing to cut my hair. I don't even have the job. You know what I mean? So the answer is no. And so then they wanted me to come in to do this next audition. And I was just like, no, I'm not coming, because I wanted to go to my daughter's godfather's house and see him. I didn't know if he was going to make it or not. And my agent was like really upset. Of course, they didn't know that I'm like debating on if I'm going to go or not. And I remember Mark, that was his name. He called because I had spoken to his mom, and then Mark called and he could barely talk. And he said he would not see me. He would not open the door. He would tell his mom, do not let me in if I don't go to this callback. That he'll hold, because I'll hold on.
Thank you, Mark.
You're right. And I was just like, and I was crying, and he was like, I'll be fine. Go, And so I was so like, whatever, that I went to the audition. I had my hair pulled back in a ponytail. It wasn't even done. It was just pulled up. I had no makeup on. I was wearing a leotard. I had some African pants on. I walk in with my big boom box, and I don't have no shoes on. I walk in, I kick my shoes off. So I come into the audition. And I was
so like, she really raw. She coming in.
I was like, I don't care, And so there was a room full of people when for this particular callback, it was like packed. And I do the dance, right? I press the boombox. I said, "Y'all ready?" It was like,
yeah. You ready? Because I am.
All I'm thinking in my head is, I want to get back. I want to get to Mark. I want to get to Mark, right? Like, I'm not even thinking like the magnitude of what I'm doing right now at that moment. I press the boombox. I do the dance, and Ted starts laughing, and he's like, "I knew you was gonna come in here like this." And I said, and I started laughing, and then he wanted me to do a scene, which was the Sheila scene in the record store, and that was the first time a scene had been written. Like, he hadn't even written my role yet.
Wow.
And what's really cool is the direction he gives me is about Whitney Young, right? Well, you this girl from Whitney Young, and I already know what that is. So the direction for me is like very intimate in the sense that we're both from Chicago. You know this high school. You know these girls that go to this high school. That's who you are, right? And that's kind of who my sister is, because she went to Whitney Young. So it was like a cool way to just channel and know what he wanted. And so we do the scene. He gives me some direction. I do it again. And then that's it. And I'm like, all right, peace out. And I leave, grab my boombox, I'm out. And I go to Mark's, and stuff. And then I end up getting it. And it was just wild. And so after that, I came to LA, went to a screening of it. And the spirit was just like, you need to move to LA. And it was not an easy decision. I hated LA. I was like, I move here. I really don't want to move here. Everything is spread out. I don't, it's not like being a big fish in a small pond. It's not the loyalty. It's different. It's way different. And I kept going back and forth for like a month. And then finally I just surrendered.
And said, LA. You burnt the ships and said, all right, gotta be here. Gotta make it happen.
Yeah, I love that, because when you talk about that part, I was thinking about that part, and I was like, was she really a dancer? Because when you were doing African dance in the scene and all that, but that one scene when you guys are all there in the room and you're talking, when you do that dance, it's real. Like, I don't know if that even happens. Well, it's rare, like friendships like that. So that's one thing in the movies, and they was talking about all kind of little crazy stuff in that scene. But it was good to see the friendship and the couples, even if it was boyfriend, girlfriend, and it was so real to me, even to this day, you know what I mean? To have genuine friendships like that, where you can say whatever to your friend, but you're still gonna be friends, whether it's female or male, like that was super dope. And I think that was one thing that I really liked about the Love Jones movie, is it was real. And I think maybe all those long auditions and all of that got the right people in the right place that they needed to be, because it was, to me, that movie was just like a friend movie, and everybody just kind of, just made it happen. I love that.
Blessed to work with the guys, being the only girl around these guys, because everybody was
willing that was cool.
Everybody was willing to improv. Everybody was willing to feed off of each other. So Ted let us improv before every scene. As long as we hit the one line that started the scene, we improved into the scene, and he would just record it as long as we hit that one line, whatever scene we were doing. And I think that just helped build this organic camaraderie where you just felt like these people know each other for years and years and years.
It felt like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my question, my question now becomes, of all the movies, that's been going on online, people have been talking about what movies should we remake, and they always take our classics. So like they remade Coming to America. I was very upset about that. I did not like Coming to America 2. I felt as though that was one of the ones we shouldn't have touched.
It wasn't a remake. It was kind of like a
but they should have left it alone. They should have called it something else.
Extension, the second chapter.
We shouldn't have. We shouldn't have put nothing next to that.
It's like Belly.
Yeah. See. But to me, Love Jones was one of the ones I said that could have a part 2. I really believe that.
That's what people think, but I disagree.
I don't. I don't.
I disagree. I just feel like, first of all, Ted's not going to do it. And if Ted does it, he's not going to do it. He's been asked for over 20-something years. He's not going to do it. And
I'm glad. Don't do it, Ted. Don't do it.
And if he doesn't do it, it should not be done.
Okay. And that's fair.
Right.
These are characters that came out of him. This is like, he has friendships like this. He talks this way. He's just very organic and real and honest. And you know, so if he's not going to do it, it should not be done. And he's not going to do it.
I know. You said that.
I don't think they should do
I just want to know. No, I do.
Because I think it'll mess. You can't.
No, think about it. How it left off. It was so.
No, because it's so iconic, and I feel like it's so.
Yes.
It has too much expectation to try to achieve part two. You know what I mean? It's not like Best Man. You know, like Best Man.
Right.
Sense.
That was good, right?
Good. They were all good, and even when they did the limited series, it was good.
Yes,
you know
right.
But and it was iconic. But I don't know. I just feel like with Love Jones being kind of like the kickoff, you know, the stepping stone to the soul food, and you know, Love and Basketball, you know, Best Man,
right.
That I just don't see it being a part two, like, you know, at all. And like I said, Ted does not, he has no interest whatsoever.
Look, she telling you what Ted said. Oh, that's it.
Part two. He's not doing it. And so it's, and we all agree, like that we would all do it. Like if he did do it, all of us would do it, but he's not going to do it. And I can't.
Y'all should do a reunion. Have y'all had a reunion?
We actually did. Barry Jenkins, the director of Moonlight, and When Beale Street Could Talk, he was the moderator when it was his 20th anniversary, and we did it at the TV Academy, where we watched the movie and we did a panel discussion, and all of us were there. They did at the ABFF Awards in 2016. They gave us cinematic. What was it called? It was called. It was like a cinematic award. And we were all there, you know, and took pictures and stuff. So they've definitely honored the movie a great deal. But you know, everybody's got, you know, it's just so interesting. Like when we first did it, I don't think any of us had any idea the staying power of this, because it didn't even stay in the theaters that long. It's not like they did a whole lot of marketing for it. But then, like, now it's like 2024 and people are talking about the movie as if it came out yesterday, you know? And my kids have seen it and they crack up. They're like,
so,
you know, Mom, how old are you?
So do you ever get tired of people just mentioning the Love Jones movie when you did other things, been in other movies, been in plays and things like that? Does it ever bother you that, I mean, you're known for that, but does it kind of make you feel like, okay, I've done other stuff, like, you know, there's another movie you can look at?
No, I don't. I really don't. I'm really proud of the work.
Gotcha.
And for it to be my first feature at the time, I'm proud of it. And so I appreciate the fan base, and I appreciate people that really, you know, love that movie and what it has done for people that watch it, you know, whether it's, man, I want friendships like that, or man, you know, that's our love story, you know. It's just a very special movie, and so I don't mind at all. I don't get bent out of shape that somebody wants to talk about it, you know.
Gotcha.
So me, I'm looking at it from a whole nother perspective. So for instance, the characters leave, and it's like, it's right there. It's right there. Part two picks up like, what happens? Like, I'm gonna make it work, girl. I'm moving there. And it's like, yeah, no. And it's like, it's a layup now. And now you're saying, no, that's perfect. And I'm like, and I felt like when they made Friday, when they said Friday, we shouldn't have made another one, but we looked at the series and say, okay, and now everybody's clamoring for a final Friday. And where you look at it and see the sequence of all these movies and say, man, they're pretty awesome. We can't look at them and say, look what comes from this fruit, the plentiness of it all. So,
Company's talking about, you know,
the actors doing their own thing. Yeah.
But Coming to America and how that wasn't, you know.
No, that one, no, that ended. No, it was a perfect ending. No, see, and that's why I was trying to make sure I was clear. Coming to America, when she got married, that was the ending. That ending for Love Jones, I was like, okay, hold up. I'm a dude. I'm like, yo, you moving back
That's
over
the
there.
rest is your imagination. The rest is for you to long to
I'm not
be
denying what you are saying, ma'am.
It's to make you write some poetry.
I'm not denying
you
what
know,
you are
that
saying,
movie was at the end of that. You were supposed to go find you a girl and use the lines in the movie.
But what I am saying is that it was a layup right there where you can say, we're picking up from here and let's go. Because the ending wasn't like, oh man, that was iconic. And then it was like, okay, you gonna make it work with her? All right, cool. He gonna move back. They said he was like, girl, I just want you. And it's like, oh, that's so loving. They kissing in the rain and boom. And then it gives us a chance to make. Now watch, I'm gonna ask this question. The soundtrack. Who has a better soundtrack than Love Jones? Because Love Jones
that soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like.
That was part of, you know,
short.
Definitely.
Yeah, that soundtrack was
definitely worked with the, you know, his footprint is in all of it. Like even the way that when you first look at the movie and the black and white and it's showing like
cinematography. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, just it looks like a moving picture book.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And I think
agreed. Oh, that was perfect. I got that.
Yeah. Chicago's so different now. It's so gentrified now. It's
yeah.
I hear you. The L, you know, everything going there, waiting under the train. Got you. I get it.
I love it, but it's just not the same Chicago. It's just
okay.
Not.
All right.
Gotcha.
And that's why when I was looking at it from a fan, you know, not as an artist, because I know with different lenses you see different things, and so when you see it, I'm like, no, I can't deny your expertise as an artist. I'm just saying, as the fan come in, like, hey man, you know, there's a lot of canvas left. You know, but you're like, nah, that's for the imagination. Like, you know, that's the artist version. It's for the imagination. I'm like,
gotcha.
Why don't you put some color on that part? You know what I mean? We can throw some orange over there. You know, but and then I looked at it from a standpoint of, you know, to much respect, all y'all kept yourself up because Isaiah still looked Isaiah. You know, you look, I'm looking at you. You're looking right.
I'm a tail.
Hey, better knock it off.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. You interrupted me. So now what happened, right? So all of you and Nia, all right, Nia looking like Nia, and you know, they used to tell me and Larenz Tate look like brothers. You know,
you lied.
I'm dead ass serious. I don't like that kind of conjecture that's coming from you.
I'm sorry.
Some bullshit right there.
I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. Maybe he did. Maybe they did.
I'm gonna take my shirt off right here and show you my 3-pack. You better knock it off. All right, but it gives us a chance to get a soundtrack. So I want to ask her this question. Who do you think has and I'm only because there's too much movies, but I'm just going with one genre. Black movies. Who has the best soundtrack? And we got to take Love Jones out of it because we know Love Jones is in the top 3. But give me 3 others soundtracks, movie soundtracks that you believe that should be up there.
I really love Black Panther. Black Panther soundtrack and what
1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar. It's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dope.
And it was just a really great. It was a soundtrack that I could enjoy. My kids were thumping it, you know, like the universal soundtrack of a demographic of age, you know, from like I'd say 18 to 45, you know, because and Kendrick is just such a genius when it comes to music. So that would be like one of the soundtracks I really love. Like what has really stood out for me.
Oh my god.
Okay, so don't laugh at me, but here's the rock girl in me. So the movie Air, about Michael Jordan, about the
Oh yeah, that was a great movie. Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's not a black movie, but it's about Michael Jordan. It's really about Michael Jordan's mom.
It was about the 80s, all them nostalgic music.
Man,
I got you.
Yeah,
I was singing
you're
every
right.
single song. And my husband was
It's like your childhood.
like, your whiteness is coming out. And I was like, no, my parents are black. But like my era of music, and I knew every song. So that was second,
dig it.
And my kids are very eclectic when it comes to music. They listen to everything. But that would be my second. I don't really have a third right now that like stands out to me. But what's funny is the movie Barbie. When I went to go see, no, not the whole, not the whole. When I went to go see Barbie, there was one song on there that oh my God, I listened to this song. This is the weirdness in me, right? The peculiar. But I listened to this song so much in college. It's crazy. And it's by this group called the Indigo Girls.
Oh, okay.
And they sing it, right? And it's like this folky song. And I went to see Barbara with my daughter, and so she was like, of course you would like this song. Of course you would know this song. And I was just like, I'm just freaking out that like I'm hearing it. But I was that way with the Grammys when Tracy Chapman was on stage singing. I was in tears because that was another song that really
that's classic.
Spoke to my heart about, finding yourself, trying to find yourself. And I haven't seen her on stage since I was like in college. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, like it was just so beautiful to see her. And see her, and then see her song, this whole new generation of people now are listening to,
to Tracy Chapman.
Fast Cars. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
that's great when you can transcend.
Yeah,
I love that.
You know what I mean?
It is great.
I feel like those two, when I hear music that comes from that's not current or that's current, like I feel like Black Panther's soundtrack will transcend.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They got a lot of good people on there.
And now these kids love 80s music, and I'm just like,
they are everything. That cycle.
So yeah. So
like that.
Okay.
I like the Above the Rim soundtrack. I like that soundtrack.
Jason, we're not gonna ask you too many because you're kind of music taste. I'm kind of, I got a little side.
He don't like my music taste, and I say myself.
What's your music taste?
He thinks that he likes all the music. He's the number one. His opinion is the only opinion and the best opinion. So you can't win. You can't win.
Okay, give me your three, Jason.
We're staying on Miss. We staying on Mrs. Speakes. And we go to the next question.
You want to hear my three, Miss Speakes?
Sure.
Because I got three.
What's the three?
He wants my three. Ooh. So now I would have Boomerang. You didn't have Boomerang. I don't know. We're gonna put your card up, and we're gonna have to review because you did not have that Boomerang. The next one would be Dead Presidents. That sounds right for Dead. Yeah, the double CD. Excuse you, Jay Tanae. Dead Presidents is in everyone's list. All right, Dead Presidents, and then the last one. Now, I would tend to say, like, want to go contemporary or come back. It's kind of, we go back.
Come on, get to the point. Who is it?
I would say Love Jones.
Well, I thought we weren't.
But she couldn't use. You said she couldn't use. But he.
And I said,
I'm sorry.
See, Jason Nay. Listening. And I say she couldn't because that would be unfair for you to use it. I was not an artist, and I would say Love Jones, Dead Presidents, and Boomerang. Put those three. Let's put it in a
I would say Love Jones, Black Panther, and Air.
Yeah. Okay. And
there you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And Jason had some damn Above the Rim, which shouldn't even be in
the category.
I'm not saying you didn't, but listen to what we said.
I don't care. You ask me my choice. It belongs to me.
Your taste and your
That's
You're
that's
good.
you going to the laundromat in a Cinderella outfit. You can wear that, little boo. Yeah, absolutely. Looking crazy about. But I have another one for you. All right,
All right. And I have one, and then we're going to go to your thing.
All right. All right. So
no, I did. Go ahead. You
all
go
right.
ahead.
So now I want to know about the Mount Rushmore of Black actresses. So if you had to pick 4 and you had to place them there, okay, I would like to know what is Ms. Speakes' Mount Rushmore of Black actresses throughout the years? Who do you have up there?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Hmm.
And she can say herself too, right?
If she likes.
Well, it's just side note for me. I feel like people haven't even seen all of that I can do.
Oh,
That's bars.
Bars.
Yes.
Bars. Oh, yes.
Say that.
Pop the collar. I don't care. Just, give me.
They haven't seen. So
like, my best is yet begun. Oh my God.
That's a good question. I think one of the women that I've always admired and that I've always felt has been very centered and grounded every time I see her work is Alfre Woodard.
Oh,
I've always been a fan of her work. And I wish I could see more of her. But definitely her. I think I love the evolution of I don't know her name, but I love
what is she playing?
She plays the queen in Bridgerton.
Oh, I love Bridgerton. Oh, that was so good.
I'm not
I know you're talking about.
But yeah, but she like just watching her nuance, watching her work, watching, her specificity and how she does things. And yes, she's British, but I just really love watching her. I'm more of a person that I don't necessarily get into the status quo of how high somebody's doing and just because they've done a whole lot of work.
Right.
So I more so get into who can I learn from? Like when I watch, can I learn from, glean from? What is it about her that makes me lean in when I'm watching her? There's so many wonderful, incredible Black actresses and more that are coming up, but for me, I've never like put people like up here. I just if I lean in, then I want to follow their work. I want to go, what else are you in? What else are you doing? And another person that I really love, she's also British. She was in Ted Lasso. She played the therapist, and she was also in this show that unfortunately was canceled after the first season called Riches, and it's about this Nigerian family. It was so good.
And I started watching it. I did.
Of it. So I'm gonna find these names because I don't like mentioning people and I don't know and I'm not mentioning their name. That makes me mad.
Okay.
They deserve for me to mention their names.
So she's Lady Danbury, right?
Yes. Hold on, Bridgerton. Here we go. So the woman that plays
Anjoa.
Her name is Golda, and I cannot pronounce her last name. Russia.
Gotcha.
Rasuval.
Gotcha.
Oh my God.
Right. I just called her Lady Danbury.
Yeah. Lady Danbury.
Yeah, she plays.
I like that.
And she's from Guyana, right? And but when I tell you this lady is fierce.
Yeah, that's great. I love her in Bridgerton.
Yeah, she played Lady Macbeth. Like she is fierce. And you just kind of, that there's so much going on behind her eyes. And that's kind of what I gravitate to, is when I can see that, like, when I can see what's
So when you do that, when you choose your characters, that you play or that you choose to play, do you consider like your role as a Black woman? Do you look at are there certain roles that you may have like turned down that you didn't take because of I'm not going to be that, or I'm not going to do that? Do you have like a status quo of what you're going to do and what you're not going to do?
Kind of, yeah, but it's more about the essence, like if I read it and I'm like, oh, I can feel this stuff in me and I want to dig into her, who she is and why she's doing so and so and such and such. Yeah, I'm gonna, and that could be any character.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's good, or that's not so good, right?
Okay.
And if I don't feel that, if I feel like that's not even in my essence, because I can't get away with essence, then I don't, sometimes I'll be like, there's nothing there. And then I would just be auditioning for the sake of auditioning. You know what I mean? Gotcha. So, and it's very rare. Like there are things that you go, that's in my wheelhouse. I can do that with my eyes closed, And then there are things that are extremely challenging that I want to be a part of, that I want to delve into, And so when I see Black women that are delving into characters that are interesting and intriguing, and you're kind of like, what, I'm like a sponge. I want to eat it up. I want to.
Oh, I have a question for you. Oh, yes. Can you tell me, Ms. Speakes, what role would you like to play, like that you saw that you were so enamored with and you looked at and you say, man, I want to play that role and I wish I could have done it. So for instance, me, I looked at a role and I loved it so much. I said, man, I want to do it. It was Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. I was like, oh, that's so me. Oh, that's so me. I'll kill that role. What is a role, an iconic movie that you've seen that you were like, oh my God, this was made for me? What would be that movie or role?
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. That's a good question.
Oh, I know one. I know Angela Bassett. You want to burn his stuff up and walk away up in his stuff? Yeah. No, that wasn't you. You ain't want to burn his stuff up. Yeah, you want to burn his stuff.
I think
Tina Turner fighting the limit. No.
Oh my gosh, I've seen so much stuff. I think what's it called?
Boomerang. Love should have brought you home last night. Like that one. That wasn't wrong. Slap the shit. Love should have brought you home last night. I'm like, oh. What was the role, girl? I know you got one.
Give me a minute. Let me see.
If it was me, let me see what would I play. I could have been in Love Jones.
No, you could have been definitely in Set It Off. I see you, Chloe. I see you, Chloe.
No, I couldn't have been Chloe and Set It Off.
I see it right now. You got the braids and everything.
I couldn't have been her. I might have been more than like Jada Pinkett, but I couldn't have been Chloe. Oh, you done bought I was a little scared. So the little scared one, that'd have been me, the one that was a little scared.
Okay, I got it.
You got it? Which one?
Promising Young Woman.
I think I vaguely remember that one.
Yeah, the woman going on a killing spree of all the men that she was do you remember that? Carey Mulligan, and she was nominated for an Oscar.
No, I'm thinking.
Wow. Ooh,
it's about a young woman who is traumatized
sexual experience,
and she seeks revenge against the men who crossed her path. But they just all right?
Oh,
when I saw that, because I love psychological thrillers, I love I love dramedies, I love things that are kind of off-putting, where you see the darkness in somebody. So for me, I was like, oh, I could eat that up. Where I'm like, you're one way, but you're very sinister in another way. You know what I mean? So
I dig it.
Yeah. I like that.
If I could play that kind of role, I don't ever get, I haven't had the opportunity yet to play complex people that have layers to them, and they have a drive. Like, so you look at that and you're just like, well, she's just on revenge, but it's coming from trauma. We act
right.
when we our bodies hold on to trauma, right? And
Yes.
everybody has a way of dealing with life when you haven't dealt with that trauma, right? And so
right.
complexities of that lends way to just great character.
Yeah.
Acting.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there
like
are some guys, you know, there are some men roles that
Ooh. Okay.
Another actress that I really admire, and I have been watching her, is Anjanou Ellis. I've been watching her.
Yeah.
And even
yeah.
Niecy Nash. Like, Niecy Nash has really like allowed herself
to
drop in to these roles that she's played, and they're so beautiful, and the way that she paints the canvas with you know her performance and stuff. So like those women, you know,
Gotcha.
Like, whatever makes me go like this.
Oh,
I love that.
And
you know, or I'll watch a movie over, I'll watch it again, I'll watch, you know.
And I got the greatest analogy in the world for Love Jones, and I couldn't figure it out. It was on tip. It was teasing me, and I'm sitting there, and I said, "Yep, I got it." Love Jones is like the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. She dropped a classic, and everybody's like, "Yo, when you gonna drop the next one?" And she been and you know, we all looking for the next Lauryn Hill, miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and that's what you know, Love Jones is to me. It's like, come on, that was so great. Come on, give me some more.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is the time the time of the show where I ask you about this or that. So the topic is I ask you just an easy, you know, I have some easy ones, and I like to call those lollipop pitches where you say one or the other. So if I just like I gave you in the beginning, Chicago pizza or New York pizza? You said Chicago. See?
Oh, I didn't. I said New York.
Yeah, you said New York.
Yeah, see.
See? I just, you know.
I said New York.
Yeah, I know. I said Chicago pizza or New York, and you said New York. And absolutely. New York. So now I'll give you a series of these questions, and you can say one or the other, or you can say neither, or you can say both.
Okay. Oh, nice.
All right, cool. So let's give you some easy. All right. Favorite football team?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, that was wrong. Shit. I ain't even get into that. I was gonna say Chicago Bears or the Giants. You said the Eagles, so that's a neither. Okay, God.
You know, Mr. Speakes, Jamal Yusef Speakes, he's from Philly, so
and horrible. You know, tell you a woman of multiple rings. You know, you want multiple jewelry. The one bag on you. All right, okay, here we go. All right.
Yes,
give you another one. If you could star in a role next to a leading man, would it be Idris Elba or Will Smith? Okay. I want to make sure your husband there, you said that pretty quick. All right. Said that real quick. Put that out there. Said that a little too quick. Like you thought about it already.
Actually, you know what? I really like, but I want to go back on that. And I would say so neither one of those.
Neither.
Oh, neither. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. See, she looked at the husband's face. She's like, neither. Nah, let me clean it up. All right, here we go. So now you did that. Let's just say East Coast or West Coast, favorite coast to be on.
Both.
All right. Grits or oatmeal?
Grits.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Okay. All right.
Are you being judgmental when you
I didn't say anything. I said no.
He do. See, I told you when you say it, and then see, that's what I'm talking about. He tell you to pick, and then he be like, "No, that ain't it." Then he gonna try to convince you to his.
Then have some judgment behind it. You can't do that.
I told it.
Okay. The best city to eat in, LA or Atlanta?
LA or Atlanta? I would say LA.
Ooh, more variety.
Okay. Excuse me, Tanae.
Yes.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Light skin or dark skin?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh.
Both. Both.
Amen.
My children, one is a brown and one is a white.
Amen. All right. Okay.
You're not gonna get me. You're not getting
That's
me.
right. That's right.
Oh, okay. All right. If you attending a party, you going to a Q party or a Kappa party?
My brother. Come on now.
Yeah, I'll make it. Okay. I'll say that.
Depending on the school.
On that one.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess so. All right. They say they don't graduate. I don't know. But I don't know. I heard.
I don't know. Jalen Hurts is a Q and he graduated. So stop.
Oh,
hey, good job. All right. Cool. Jay-Z or Nas?
Yeah, I like Nas.
Okay.
Yeah. See, he's poetic.
Mom's gonna laugh at me because I really don't like hip hop.
Okay. Let's see what you like around here. Kendrick or Common?
That's a good one. Ooh.
I would say I don't listen to that much Common, but
okay. All right.
Even though they're completely different, they're like
okay.
Completely different. They both are rappers, but they're just completely different.
Okay, all right. And if you look at their acting resume, which rapper do you think has the best theatrical resume? Is it Queen Latifah or LL Cool J?
Oh, Queen Latifah.
Okay. All right. And going more acting, Samuel L. or Denzel?
They're totally different.
So which one?
I would say both because they're
both. I got you.
They're totally different.
You don't even have to explain. Yeah, you don't have to explain. Yeah, those are you. Yeah.
You think that's like Denzel, so somebody that's kind of like.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hamburgers.
All right. And the best type of chicken, jerked or fried?
I'm from Trinidad, so it has to be fricasseed.
What the hell is what? So wait a minute. You ain't tell me all that. You an island girl, huh? Hold on, let me start looking at the list. You married. All right,
my parents
I didn't know. All right. I'm done. Cause she done threw me off. She said she an island girl, so I'm looking at her different now. I would have had a whole nother series of questions.
I like Trinidad. Trinidad is beautiful. I just have one more question before we. I got two questions actually before we finish off. My one question is gonna be, how do you use your platform to like promote anything of, any calls or something like that? I know you do have a company as well too, and I wanted to ask you about that.
Yes. Okay. So I'm rebranding. I just started my production company because I'm going much more into directing and stuff. And there are certain stories that I definitely am leaning on my company being an umbrella to tell those stories. But I also have a foundation that we decided to rebrand so that we could take care of the next generation of filmmakers coming up, but also take care of the filmmakers that are mature in age and are maybe reinventing themselves or need support. And
gotcha.
Everybody's like focused on the younger generation, but nobody's forgetting about, the
That's
middle.
great.
So we're rebranding those. I'm really excited about it. And anything that I try to promote on, so I'm more so on Instagram than I am on anything else. Just because there's so much social media, and I know I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to have to hire a person to
Yes.
kind of,
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a
but
lot.
it's just a lot,
It's so much.
yes, but I do it on Instagram a lot. Like if I'm directing something, if I'm, acting in something, and I'm trying to just be more cognizant and do it more so. But this year I'm really trying to figure out like what causes do I really want to stand behind. I'm passionate about a lot of them, but I really want to narrow it down to really one or two. And so that's where my husband and I are kind of brainstorming and figuring that out. That kind of helps support the platform that we already have. He's a school teacher. He's been teaching for over 20 years, and he has a film academy. So,
Yes.
and we work together a lot in the summertime. So it's really trying to figure out like how do we bridge this gap together so that what he's doing and what I'm doing, we meet in the middle. So that's what we're working on this year. So I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait until like it all comes together, and then we can really like talk about it and spread the word, and you know.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay.
And my last question would be, what did it cost you to be Bernadette Speakes? What did it cost you to be who you are?
It didn't cost me anything. Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I woke up like this. Okay, I got you.
I am very, very, very happy with who I am, and I think the older that you get, I think I've been protected from a lot of things that some of my colleagues have not in regards to just Hollywood, and I'm super for that. Super grateful to have gone through major medical issues and be alive and breathing and well and beautiful and vibrant.
I like that. I like me too. That's right.
So I just feel like
That's good.
was no sacrifice. I always made choices where I could look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day, and I teach my kids the same thing. So I'm very, very happy with who I am and how I got here and where I'm going, and I think everybody should strive for that. Don't give up who you are for the sake of anything or anyone.
Regardless of the naysayers, all of that.
All right.
If
So
they're taking time to naysay about you, they ain't got nothing else to do.
Right.
Like, you can't
Right.
feed
Right.
into that. You really have to protect you have to protect your psyche. You have to protect what you're doing. I've learned, even though I talked a lot when I was younger, I've learned to talk a whole lot less now that I've gotten older. Because people just want to see what are you doing, not what you're saying, and when
Action.
are you
Bars.
are you backing up what you say, like, and so it's just about that, about let my work speak for itself. My love language is acts of service, so you know what I mean, let me be a person of service in this industry, and if people see it, they see it, you know what I mean, and if they
Gotcha.
don't, it's okay, because the people that I'm working with know what's going on.
That's what's up. Okay, so we're not going to see you in anybody movement talking about, like Me Too or nothing like that, correct? All right, cool. Because right now, like I'm telling you, like I'm here the next week, like I was an upcoming actor and she touched me and I don't know what to do now. I'm like, what?
I can't.
Like,
this guy.
It's a lot. It's a lot
yeah.
going on right now. No, I definitely am a person that tries to deal with conflict right on, like as soon as it happens. I don't wait. So if something's going on, I'm gonna deal with it in that moment and then keep it put. So you know what I mean? And I don't have anything against people that took their time, because anytime you deal with trauma, like I said, you first of all, you have to just deal with it personally, and however long that takes.
Right. Everybody's
So
different.
when people are coming out later as things have happened early on in their lives, I don't judge that, because I don't know the journey that they had to take even to find their voice again
to say that. Bars. Yeah.
What happened, you know what I mean? And I think what I don't like about social media, even though there are so many amazing things that are good about it, but what I don't like about it is that people feel like they have the privilege or the right to speak on things that they know nothing about.
Bars.
because it's on social media and you see it, you think you have the right to have an opinion, and you do have a right to have your opinion, but it's almost
it shouldn't be public. Yeah,
like if you touch because you know that person, and it's like you don't
right. You don't even know me. Yeah.
Right. You don't know all of what they've gone through, how why are they taking the stand they have. I just have a lot of grace with it, and I know that I'm very opinionated, so social media don't need to know all that.
Yeah.
But I'll talk to my husband about that. I'll talk to
That's right. Keep it in there.
That's
Right.
like,
That's right.
I don't, I don't need to chime in on what you're doing. And I always feel like the truth rises to the top.
Oh, it's gonna always ring.
But sometimes it's better to just kind of wait and let it
It'll
kind of it'll percolate, and then the truth will rise. It'll rise, and then you'll be like,
indeed.
Oh, okay. That's what that was. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was. Okay. All right. So you got any upcoming projects coming on? I think I seen you posted something maybe on like X or something about a new opportunity you just had and you were really excited about it. I don't know what it was, but it was like, I'm glad I got this. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna ask because I don't know what it is. So I saw it. I was ready.
I'm producing a project that I'm really excited about, and we're just waiting to hear the word on it. And then I am writing, my writing partner and I are finishing up our feature, which I'm so stoked about. And I'm in post for a project, post-production. So I'm finishing up a project that we just did. I'm auditioning for some fabulous things, which I'm excited about. So things are like after, we had a strike. So,
yes.
Get back to work.
You know what I mean? So now it's like, it feels good to be moving forward, and the strike is over, and now we can get back to work and we can move forward and do things. So that's kind of like what's happening. The new year has been amazing. Being in Baltimore, performing, amazing. And yeah, my team and I are stoked about this new year. So
all right.
But I will. That's it. I'll hit you up on Twitter if I got something going on. I'll let you know.
Yeah, look, I've already followed you. I'm following you on Instagram too. I already hit it up. I did. Hey, you can follow KROSS BARZ too, but just want to say thank you again so much. I know you say you're on Instagram. Can you give us your handle on Instagram or any social media that you're on?
Bernadette Speakes, official Bernadette Speakes, and make sure it speaks with an ES at the end.
Yes, because you're gonna get a book with the lady that's called Bernadette Speakes. I'm like, nah, I don't think that's That's not it.
Right. So make sure
I saw that.
But yeah, that's kind of like that, you can find me there all the time. And but thank you. This was so much fun. I really am grateful for having on.
We're glad you got on, and I'm Tanae. That's Big O. This is KROSS BARZ. You can also find us on TikTok, Twitter, X as it's called, Instagram, our website, Facebook, all of that. You can find us as KROSS BARZ. We got y'all. Thank you again so much for blessing the podcast. Good luck with everything. God bless you. Peace.